It's 10 days to the big election on December 7th. It's going to be a Saturday. Are you ready? Do you have your voter ID card? Do you know where you are voting? We'll get into those details, but right now, 30 minutes after 8, we've been joined in studio by Ebenezer Nimako Nyarko. He's with EN Analytics Consulting Company Ltd. And he joins us now. We'll have a look at the parliamentary outlook for the 2024 general elections. We will throw back into the previous elections and then we'll zoom into it, doing some permutations as he is the biggest man you can find around here. And so far he's been giving us some cool details on the constituencies to look out for, the swing regions, the swing of the swings. He's been talking to us about the presidential candidates. We've been talking about the figures of the previous elections, which region is green, which region is blue, what could change, whether there is a toss-up, whether there's 50-50%, whether there's a clear win, a strong MPP or strong NDC, all of those details. And that's why you should join us here on your Election Command Center. My name is Johnny Hughes. I'm here with Helen Apiampo. For Ebenezer, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Great, great. Use the microphone for me so we can...
Yes, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yes.
Today we are doing parliamentary outlook.
Yes.
When we say parliamentary outlook, what do we mean?
I mean, we are exactly 10 days away from the election.
That's right.
And want to have a look at how the parliamentary elections, the upcoming parliamentary elections, are likely to shape up.
Right.
Looking at all the margins, the turnout,
right,
and the events that happened in the last, let's say, a couple of elections.
Right.
We just want to have a look at how the regions are likely to go. I think the last time we did Greater Accra.
That's right.
So today we want to look at the regions around the coast.
Okay.
So Western, East, Western, Central,
Greater Accra, Volta.
We already done Greater Accra, so we'll do Volta. And if there is time, we look at OT and then maybe Western North. So these are the what we want to discuss this morning. I think it's going to be very exciting.
Right. I can't wait.
Yes, because I've always said that when it comes to the parliamentary elections, it's a bit localized.
Right.
And so when you just look at the presidential pattern and trying to project the parliamentary, you may be wrong.
Right.
Sometimes you can have constituencies voting consistently for a particular party, but changing their parliamentary candidate and then voting for a particular like, so they are always vote skirt and blouse when it's come to the parliamentary, but they are consistent in presidential. So all of these factors have to be looked at when you are analyzing the presidential outlook.
I see. So where are we going first?
We are going to Western.
Western region.
Exactly.
Western region is clearly blue.
Yeah, per presidential.
Okay, right.
It's very blue. Just that they have a slight advantage in parliamentary.
Right.
Okay, so they have 17 seats. Currently, the NDC occupies 8 out of the 17, and MPP has 9.
Right.
So when it comes to parliamentary, it's very, very close, more closer than the presidential.
Right.
So that's what I've been saying, that when it comes to parliamentary, go deep down into what the data is saying.
Right.
So
look beyond the figures that you see initially.
Exactly.
Drill down.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, well, what is the likely outcome or the outlook for 2024? Okay, so it's based on, this analysis is based on about the key things. Maybe let me use 1 minute to explain. So our last election cycles, there are margins.
Right.
So we look at how close the margins are over the period. And then we look at, we call something the direction of the swing.
Right.
There's a direction behind the numbers. So the direction of the swing, which party is gaining? Where is the direction? Whose party is the direction favoring?
Right.
So when you do that, what happens is that for 2024, when it comes to the Western region,
right,
constituencies that are likely to go for the NDC or safe seat for the NDC are 5. For the NPP, they are 6.
These are conk. Okay.
So 5 safe, 6 safe. They're only left with another 6.
Okay, which they would have to share.
They have to fight and battle over those 6.
Which are these 5 that is concrete for the NDC?
Yeah, so for the NDC, Amenfi Central is going for the NDC.
Right.
Amenfi East is going for the NDC.
Okay.
Elembele is going for the NDC. Jomoro is going very competitive, but NDC is likely to win. And then Prestia Huni Valley is also going for the NDC. So these are the 5 constituencies that the NDC is likely to win in the Western regions.
Right. What about the MPP, the 6?
When it comes to the MPP, the 6 constituencies, Efia, they will win Efia
constituency.
Exactly. They will win the Kwasimintim seat. They will win it. Mpoho, they will likely take that seat.
Right.
Sekondi, they will likely take that seat. And then Takrade, the Takrade seat.
Right.
And then Takwa Nsuayim. So these constituencies are likely to go for the MPP.
I see. What about the other 6?
Now the toss-up that they have to fight over Ahanta West.
Okay.
Very close and competitive constituency. Amenfi West.
Amenfi West.
Yes, another seat
Okay.
that they have to look at. And then one of the closest constituencies to watch out for in Western region is the Esikado Keten seat.
Ah, that's Jogate's seat.
Yes. It's a toss-up, and it's going to be one of the, when it comes to parliamentary elections in 2024, that is one for.
But Jogate has held that seat for the MPP for a very, very long time.
Yes.
Why is that seat now a toss-up, especially now that, you know, it's more crucial that the MPP gets the numbers in parliament if they have to, you know, be in charge, and if they win the election or they break the 8?
I think it's more to do with what I call candidate fatigue. Okay, so beyond 4 or 5 election cycles, the people become fatigued about most of the candidates. So, for example, the Sekondi seat it nearly became a toss-up.
Okay.
But when they changed the candidate,
and brought in the Japan Mesa.
Yes.
Okay.
You realize that now it has turned into a solid seat again.
Right.
So the parties have to know when it is enough.
Okay.
For a particular candidate to continue in that particular constituency.
Okay, I see. I get it.
Okay.
So now Esikado Kitan, which used to be blue, is now a toss-up.
Very toss-up.
Up for grabs by anybody who works so hard for it.
Exactly. And it's very, very close. It's a very close call.
Jogate is not running again.
Okay.
So then you are looking at the 2 new candidates.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have to look at it. And then Shama.
Okay.
Shama has always been a very close call.
Right.
Okay. And when it comes to even the presidential, Shama is one of the constituencies that always have it's a swing constituency that always predicts accurately.
Right.
Okay, but they always change their, so we don't know how this time around.
They have a mind of their own.
Exactly. And then the last one in Western is Wassa East.
Wow.
Wassa East. So this is how the Western region is shaping up. How the parliamentary
5 concrete for NDC,
yes.
6 concrete for the NPP, and then 6 toss-up
to be battled out for.
Wow. Okay, let's check out.
Let's go to Central
region, right?
Okay.
The swing of the swing.
Exactly. Central currently, this is how the whole thing, the situation looks like.
Right.
The NDC occupies 13 of the constituencies, the 23 constituencies.
Right.
The NPP has 10 constituencies. Now, what is the outlook going forward? The seats that currently we can say that it is safe for the NDC are only 4.
Okay. In the central region.
In the central region.
Safe.
4.
But in the last election, they swept some seats.
Yes.
They brought in some surprises.
Exactly. And then
so why has that changed?
Central region is, and we are going to just have a look at it. And then the NPP, the seats that are also safe, we can say they are safe for the NPP, are also 4. Okay. So both of them have 4 safe seats.
Okay. And which are these 4 seats?
Okay. So when it comes to the safe seats for the Western, for the Central region, for the NPP, you are looking at Asen South. Okay. It's likely go for the NPP.
Asen South, that's Reverend John Tim Fotuo.
Yes.
Okay. Futu is Alexander Afenyomakin, right?
Seat. And then you are looking at Gomoa Central. Okay. Okay. Gomoa Central. So I think there are 3 of them. Right. Okay. Now, when it comes to the
there's one more.
Yes, I think there are 3 instead of 4.
Right.
Okay. When it comes to the NDC, you are also looking at Ejumako Enyam Esiam.
Okay. That's Kesela 240.
Yes.
Okay.
He is likely to take that seat.
Right.
Asen North.
Okay, that's Jachikwesen.
Yeah, Jachikwesen is likely to retain that seat.
Okay.
Then Gomoa Central. Gomoa Central. Yes, and then Gomoa West. Okay, so these are the 4 seats. The other MPP seat.
Gomoa West is where the trouble is.
Okay.
Where the MPP, Cynthia Mamley Morrison, is deciding that, not Aguna West, sorry. Not Gomoa West, sorry.
Okay.
So these are the 4 seats that the NDC are likely to win.
Yes.
It looks very positive for them.
Exactly. The 1 seat that the MPP is likely to win is Upper Dentra East. Okay, Upper Dentra East. So these are the safe seats within the central regions for both the NPP and the NDC.
Interesting.
Now you see that a whopping 15 of the 23 seats are up for grabs.
But why is that? This is
Yes. So central region, I always say they have a mind of their own.
But that's a lot of work for the political parties.
Exactly.
Then.
So you just can't just win a seat in central region. You have to sweat it out and work for it.
Wow.
Okay. So Abra Asebu Kwamankese.
That's Felix Ofusukwachi and is up for grabs there.
Yes. Aguna East. Aguna West. Esikumad Odobin Brakwa. Asin Central. Kenejakun seat.
Right. But he's not running anymore.
Yes. Eutu Senya East, Eutu Senya West, Cape Coast North and South. You are looking at then Gomoa East. Gomoa East, Himan Lower Dentra, Commander Edina Iguafu, Infantiman, Chifo Atimokwa, and then Upper Dentra West.
Wow.
So virtually all the seats are in play in Central Region. So apart from, if you look at even the margins, apart from Markins, who has established a
himself,
very like a sizable what do we call it margin in Central Region, all the other constituencies, the margins are very close. Very close margins.
I see. Okay, let's go to the Volta region.
Yes. So the Volta region, they have 18 constituencies. Okay, currently the NDC occupies 17. And then we have 1 seat being occupied by
the Hohoi seat.
Exactly. What is the outlook like? The outlook, the NDC safe seat is 16. MPP doesn't have a safe seat, but there are 2 toss-ups.
Okay.
In Volta region.
Means that Peter Meu has lost his hold on the Hohoi seat, and that has become a toss-up.
Yes. So the first one, the Hohoi seat, is a toss-up.
Right.
Okay. So Ameu can lose it or he can retain it. A 50-50.
Right.
And then K2 South. The K2
that's Jifa Gomashi.
No, is it K2? No, K2 North.
There's K2 North, James Klucha Veji.
Yes.
Right. And now it's Edem Agbana.
Okay.
Who is hoping to fill the space.
Okay. So based on historical data, I think there was what I said earlier, a bit of candidate fatigue.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it brought the K2 North, that seat, if you look at the numbers, it became very close.
That was the same place that Mr. Kofi Jamesi is the Minister for Religious Affairs at some point.
Yes.
He went in there with that.
Yeah, so the 2020, he was the candidate.
That's right.
And so he's been very competitive in that constituency.
And 2020 was not the first time. I mean, he's tried. I remember in 2008 or so when I went there to cover the election, he was still in the picture.
Yeah, so it seems that he has built some groundswell.
Right.
So if he's to go in 2024, I've not checked the name, but if he's going in 2024, it's going to be a very interesting,
a tough contest.
Yeah, because he has really built like a groundswell over the period, and it seems that the people are gradually shifting towards the side.
So Ketu North
yes.
may not be so safe for the NDC
yes.
if they become complacent.
Exactly.
The MPP could pull another surprise like they did in Hohoi.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So we can have, at the end of the election in Volta, we can have all 18 seats going for the NDC. We can have MPP winning 2 seats, or the status quo will remain. So
which is Hohoi for MPP and then 17 for NDC,
yes.
or Ketu North will join Hohoi for the MPP, and then the NDC will get 16, or NDC will get all 18.
Exactly.
Wow.
So all of these dynamics are in place.
It's all about work, what work you put in there. Okay, so now which other coastal town is left? Coastal region is left?
No, I think we've done Greater Accra.
Right.
So.
Okay. Now the bigger picture. For those parliamentary candidates who at this point think, oh, Charlie, we have done enough work. I mean, is it all cool and cozy in the regions?
No, some of them have relatively good margins, so they can be comfortable with, especially in those what we call strongholds.
Right.
But when you are an aspirant in what we call it a swing region or a swing constituency.
Right.
You have no rest until
sleepless nights.
Yes, until the day of the election.
I see.
That is how the whole thing. They have to go on the ground, work with the people, knock on the doors. Yes, and then put in a fight to either defend your seat or try to unseat your opponent.
So in the Western region, there are 5 seats conk for the NDC, 6 seats conk for the NPP, and then there are 6 seats that they have to battle it out, the toss-up. In the Central region, there are 3 seats for the NPP, 4 seats for the NPP. There are also 4 seats for the NDC, and then there are 15 seats that they have to toss it up. In the Volta region, the possibility that Hohoi and Ketu North could tilt in favor of the NPP, and then 16 seats conk for the NDC. Or you could have the status quo remain, Hohoi sticks with the MPP, and then the 17 go to the NDC. Or you could have all 18 go to the NDC. Okay, it's 10 days to the elections. Let's see how this pans out. Ebenezer Nimako, thank you very much indeed. He's with the EN Analytics Consultancy Company Limited, and he has to go on TV now because there's some more analysis that he has to do. But this is your election command center. Thank you, Eben. We're grateful for your time. Helen, what do you think? Is your constituency?
I need to commission Mr. Nyarko to do something special in Dom Kwabenya.
For you,
especially for me to really.
But he has already told you that your constituency now is the biggest in terms of the numbers.
Yes.
Largest in terms of the numbers.
Yes, he's not wrong at all.
Yes.
And the campaign is going on fiercely. I told you, Woto, just on my street alone. I mean, it is littered with flags from one end to the other. And now,
but that's a toss-up plus NPP.
Yes,
so it means that it's a possibility, a very great possibility that the NPP will win.
I'll be honest, I'm calling it for the NPP.
Okay.
I think I'm calling it for the NPP, just based on the activity that I'm seeing on the grounds. But of course, the experts do say, and as you've reiterated, it's a toss-up towards the NPP side. I think that the influence has been strong all throughout, different election cycles. I think the people of Dom Kwabenya will keep the area blue, or will keep the constituency blue. I believe so. I genuinely believe so.
What do you think? Join us on our social media handles at 3FM927. The hashtag is your election command center. It's also 3FM Sunrise. My name is Johnny Hughes. It's only 10 days to the big election. You know where to tune in to get all the facts, all the figures, all the analysis, the expert analysis, that is the breaking news, what have you. All of it put together here on your election command center. You can't get it anywhere else. And let's go back and listen to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and John Mahama, who are the forerunners in this contest, take a dig at each other.
Yesterday, I read that the former president, no less a person than the former president, President Mahama, described Ghana's national digital property addressing system as a 419 scam. When I read his reasoning for such a description, it became very evident to me that he has no clue about what he was talking about and was just engaged in parroting propaganda. I actually had a good laugh. Let me therefore take this opportunity to educate him and others who may think like him about Ghana's landmark digital property addressing system, which has been achieved in less than 1 year and something his government could not do in 8 years. I hope that in all humility, former President Mahama can now accept criticism from me, since by the grace of God I have now occupied the office of Vice President of the Republic.
That was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the Jack, where are you? Launch of the Ghana Post GPS. Ellen, did you ever use that Ghana Post GPS? Did you ever use that for anything?
You needed to fill certain forms. I think maybe
the digital address system.
Yes, when I needed
in fact,
to get
all the forms. Passports, Ghana card.
Yes. So and then.
So you're literally forced to use it.
Forced to use it, but at some point.
But have you used it to go anywhere?
Oh, I use the regular satellites devices that we have, the Google Maps apps, and so on and so forth. All the other ones.
I see. Well, here's John Mahama. He's also a forerunner in this contest. Listen to him.
Spoil anything they've said. It's been so cogent that I shouldn't say anything that the media will pick and run with it. And so I'll not go into anything they said. I'll just leave you with something we learned in school. And so for those of you who know, I did communication studies as my specialization. And one subject in communication studies that is core is public relations. Public relations is the art of using different instruments to either maintain or improve the image of an institution or a person. And so, in putting out your communication as a public relationist, you try to present your institution or the person that you are trying to promote in the best possible light. And so you might sometimes be selective with your figures, present the best things, and then push the negative things to the background. But our lecturers always reminded us that beware of your reality and keep your public relations and your communications as close to your reality as possible. And so we must keep our communications as close to our reality as possible. And so it is sometimes when people lose sight of that reality and begin to believe in their own propaganda, that is when you see some of the effects that we are seeing. And so the paraphrase I'll leave you with is, you can do all the lies and propaganda with the economy you like. The reality of the people's lives will expose you.
At this point, we'll take a break. We'll return from the break. We'll talk about security. Adib Sani will join us on the phone line. Security, your personal security as we get into the elections. Security at the polling stations and security for all those who are key stakeholders in this election. Also talk about some cyber security to guard your phone and the contents therein. Even as we inch towards the election, there's only 10 days to the big election. See you after these messages.
The most comprehensive election coverage.